Well, good evening out there to everybody. We are working on sound systems and lighting, and we tried to connect our new sound system up. It didn't work. So we're going to work on that this week. So next week, the sound is even going to be better. But come on over, Christine.
All right.
We've had some great responses, great results. One thing I want to start off with, and I think it's important, we want to tilt that a little bit more so we can get Christine in. Thank you.
There we go.
All right. Is we all have objectives in mind, we all have goals, and we want to hold on to those. We want to visualize the end result, no question. But we also want, and it's very important, we accept who we are right now, be grateful for that. There's power in gratitude, and enjoy the journey. I have to remind myself of that too. I've got goals and objectives for the business that I want to accomplish. And it's frustrating when I'm not able to meet those as quickly as I'd like to, because I care about all of you and I want things to be available, and sometimes it doesn't work out the way I want it to. And that can be frustrating. And I have to sit back. I've got to remind myself the same thing. Enjoy the journey. You have fitness goals and objectives. Focus on the end result. Keep that vision in your mind. But enjoy the journey. We're all in this together. You cannot not get results. When you're on a Cellercise, you will get results. So we'll gradually build toward what all of our goals and objectives are. You don't have to work hard on it, play on it. It works hard on you. And as you get better, your ligaments and tendons and supporting tissue gets stronger. You'll be able to put more into it naturally. So Christine, with that in mind, what are some of the questions that...
Okay,
Yeah.
Here are some of the questions that came through that I wanted to ask today. Okay, we had someone ask, can I train for a 5K by bouncing on a trampoline? What would I need to focus on?
Okay, in a 5K, you're doing some endurance training, so you're going to do it for the same period of time. You're going to work on it and do a lot of visualization techniques. Visualize how you're performing. Visualize something going wrong and how you would recuperate from that, or catch your step, or whatever the case may be. Visualize the person ahead of you and how you feel when you see that person and you're running. So do a lot of mental training while you're on the Cellercise or doing the physical training as well. You're not going to have the ballistic impact or jar, so it's important to do both some hard impact running in between the Cellercising, but you want to start Cellercising first to pump the circulation, to get the tissue warmed up. Then go out and, if you're going to hit the pavement, go ahead and do that. But when you're done, get back on the Cellercise and create that pumping action that helps to feed that circulation and fluid back between the joints and to all those areas of the body that are traumatized because of the abrupt jarring effect. But yes, you can do a good majority of your training on the Cellercise, and you can go for a longer period of time. It just makes it, as the mitochondria and the cells improve and your circulation improves, your ability to replenish oxygen improves, your lungs and bronchial tubes, you're exercising those on the Cellercise, as that all improves, your overall performance is going to improve as well. And we've already had people who have had phenomenal results in triathlons and various different programs that they participated in, simply using the Cellercise.
Okay, thank you. This next one is, I do not want to lose weight, but you do need to build muscle. Will these same exercises work for me?
Yes and no. There's some you don't want to do and some that you do. More of the aerobic exercises are great for endurance, but it's not going to be building up muscle. If you want to build up more than muscle, you want to leverage your body weight in different positions and do some of the resistance movements that I teach on the actual DVD.
Okay, and what's the name of your actual DVD?
Oh, thank you. Cellercise, the ultimate exercise. It has the personal trainer drop-down menu that lists over 20 different techniques specific to what you might want to accomplish.
And they can just get that on the website?
They can.
Okay, perfect. Alrighty. Okay, so let me find the next one here. We're going to come back to that one in just a minute. Is it necessary to stretch before and or after a Cellercise session? And is it safe to strength bounce with a uterine prolapse?
No, don't strength bounce with a uterine prolapse. Number one, strength bouncing means jumping up high. Your body's not doing anything when you're jumping up high. Not really. It's weightless. And you want to jump high, get a big trampoline and you can jump high. And you can do tricks and you can enjoy it. The majority of the work is done close to the mat. That's when the valves are opening and shutting. That's when the cells are expanding and contracting. That's when you're challenging your body most effectively. Your body's flexing over 100 times a minute because you're close to the mat. Now, from that point, you can leverage body weight by simply altering the angle of your body in different positions. And for women who are dealing more with a prolapse uterus or have had several children, the one that I have taught for many, many years and have been very effective is sitting on the Cellercise or tilting backwards a little bit, helping to support your back. And thank you. And then when you get started, it's just like this. And when you become strong enough, then you can take away your hands. You're sitting back a little bit, so it's not just straight up and down. And as you sit back, all these muscles that support the whole abdominal region are working every time you move up and down. As you get stronger, again, you can tilt back a little bit, lift up a leg. Now you're leveraging more weight in the lower abdominal region. When the leg gets tired, go ahead and lift up the other one. Don't start off with this, but eventually you become strong enough, you can lift both legs up and bounce up and down. It's all being done with the stomach. And then I show some additional graduated movements from there on the Cellercise as well. There was another part to that question.
Let's see. Is it necessary to stretch before and or after?
No. In fact, stretching, when you stretch, you can actually tear ligaments and tendons and connective tissues. You can do damage to the body, especially if it's cold. And we see athletes doing this all the time because the body's not warmed up and the circulation isn't there, and they overstretch and they tear their muscles or ligaments. Not a good idea. When you're on a Cellerciser and you're gently moving up and down, you're warming up all the tissue. The cells themselves, the actual cells, are expanding and contracting collectively together. And so they become more flexible automatically as you increase circulation, you warm up the body, and then once you've done your Cellercising, if you want to stretch, absolutely. Go ahead and stretch after you Cellercise. And when you're done stretching, it's a good idea to get back on the Cellerciser again. So if you've overstretched or you've torn anything, you can help reduce any inflammation, increase circulation, oxygen, blood flow to that tissue, so you'll have faster results. I don't stretch. You can. It's great. There are actual some stretch movements on the Cellerciser that I'll be introducing soon. It's all done on the Cellerciser with a pumping action, similar to when you're opening up the back and the vertebral joints, and you're stretching a little bit, so you feel the stretch. And the moment you feel, you don't need to overstretch. The moment you feel the stretch, you stop. There's more anaerobic activity as well as you're stimulating body functions more intensely. If you're doing it for a longer period of time, nothing wrong with that. It's great. It's going to help to increase circulation, flexibility, strength, endurance. Those are all phenomenal techniques as well. It burns calories differently. If you're doing a longer sustained period of time, your caloric burn is not going to be as fast as if you're doing intervals where it's a little more intense, and then you can jog for a few moments and then do it intense again. Your body's demanding a lot more fuel when you're doing that, and it needs that fuel very quickly. And so the body's going to have to start to learn to respond more effectively for those activities. So again, it really depends on what you want to accomplish, but there's nothing wrong with either one of them. They're both great. Sometimes I'll watch a television program and I'll find myself, I've been on there 20 minutes and just having a great time and running, and you forget the time, and there's nothing wrong with that. When I did my shows and I'd lose 8 to 10 pounds in a weekend, I would be there 2.5 days straight on the thing all day long, 12-hour days, and having a blast. People standing on a concrete surface were exhausted after 12 hours. I'm still bouncing around because the body adapts very quickly, and the movement and the circulation helps the body to perform more efficiently. When you're Cellercising, you don't build up the stress or the tension. And I hope that answered. I don't know.
Okay. Alrighty. So this question came in that they have watched some internet videos on how to properly do the health bounce or the baby bounce.
No.
And they're not sure if they're doing it right. One demo said the heel first, then the toe, but you say rise your heel off to get good blood. So what's the right way? And maybe show us.
Okay. There's no right or wrong way. I'm going to show you what I think is the most effective way. But just getting on the Cellercise or moving up and down, just play on it. Babies don't, they're in a crib and they're bending at the knees and they're bouncing up and down. That works. The reason that I suggest standing barefoot and lifting the heels up and down is that it works the calf muscle. The calf muscle has been called the second heart. When we walk and the calf muscle flexes, it creates pressure in the lower extremities, which helps to feed circulation back up to the heart. When we're sedentary, we're not moving around much, the calf muscle is not pumping much, we can get edema, swelling, varicose veins, and poor circulation in the lower extremities. By standing on the Cellercise and just lifting the heels up and down and the calf muscle pumping, we create pressure that helps to move the fluid through the one-way valves back up toward the heart. That's the weakest area of circulation in the body, is in the lower extremities, because it's the furthest area from the heart. So the movement up and down by lifting the heels up and down, and most people will feel this when they first begin, but within a week, 2 weeks, they don't feel it anymore. As the heels come up and down, the calf muscle flexes, the pumping action of the Cellercise in and of itself makes it easier on the heart to get that circulation back up from the lower extremity.
That or not? Is that better? Is that look clearer to everybody, or are we still coming in? We are really blurry. Actually, I'm looking at it.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't look like we have any specific questions.
Okay.
It could be our weather. We've had so much bad weather.
We've had ourselves a snowstorm today, and we've had nothing but internet problems all day long. In fact, we had to do a lot of reprogramming in order to be able to get our internet system working. And we were having problems all day, so we still may be having some issues with that, and we apologize for that. You're welcome to write any of your questions in, and hopefully we'll be able to help with that. Christine, did you want to talk a little bit about this last week? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, this last week was good for me. The routine that you set out for me, I can complete that in about 8 minutes. I start out and I've done what a lot of people on there have been asking, where they just count. So when I do the health bounce, it's 1, 2. So I give myself 2 bounces for each count and count on it. So it's about 2 minutes-ish when I do that. I still feel great, and I'm sluggish on the days that I got whisked away from home without a whole lot of and late when I get back. So I'm doing well. I'm starting to lose weight, which is nice. I've lost about 5 pounds, which is good for me. So I'm hoping to keep that up. Good. I am able on the Jamba run, because we started me on the Jamba run this week. I am able to, and it's funny how I deplete. I can do a full 20 seconds, and then it's burning, and then I bounce, and then I can do 15.
Really?
And then I bounce a little, 10, and then I get to 5, and by then don't ask me to do it for once, because it's not going to happen. So, where do we want to go from here?
Well, actually, I want you to just continue to do that. Do the breathing exercises.
Okay.
That's good. In between, when you've done your first set, if you can, while you're catching your breath, if you can jog in place a little bit.
Oh, okay. I haven't done the jogging yet, so that'll be great.
Just jog and work on trying to keep your knees up higher because that will work.
So
the ligaments
high
and
jog.
tendons. Yeah,
Okay.
just kind of.
Okay, let's see it.
Just like that.
Okay.
And you just catch your breath while you're breathing. That way you're still working, and you're working more of the ligaments and tendons
Okay.
here. When you're doing the jamba run, it's much more concentrated just here and on these muscles. And we'll do that this time, and then next time I may share with you some of the additional stretching techniques that we can do.
I'm excited. Okay. Okay, so for the routine that I'm going to continue this week, I'm going to get on and baby and health bounce for between 1 to 2 minutes, and then I'm going to do the breathing exercise that we've been doing. I've been doing the twist,
Good.
so I do that to the count of 60, and I do 1 for a full both sides.
Good.
Okay, and then the jamba run, but in between the set, if I do it for 20 seconds or whatever you can handle, then I'm going to start doing the high jog.
Good.
Until I can't handle it anymore,
Right.
and then I'm just going to health bounce at least a minute at the end and call it my routine.
Don't overdo the high jog. Just do
Okay,
it.
just do it so that there's something in between, but a little more
Right.
effective.
Right.
Okay.
And you'll, as the ligaments and tendons get stronger, you'll get higher. But just concentrate on lifting your knees comfortably as
Okay.
you keep going. Keep getting the results. And for those of you who are having any questions in your activity, make sure you drink lots of water.
Yes.
Keep doing that.
I'm really thirsty
important.
after.
Yeah.
And when I do this in the morning, I find that I don't feel like I need breakfast as soon.
Right.
And I'm a breakfast person, so I like to go out and eat breakfast. But I start out with this, I'm really thirsty. So as I'm drinking that water to replenish it, fills up my belly a little bit. And let me go a little bit longer before I really need to. And then I even feel like it needs to be a smaller breakfast. Sometimes when you like breakfast, you like breakfast. So.
And a lot of that has to do, and exercise in general can do that as well. Cellercise is very effective in doing that, is because it helps redistribute blood sugars through your body. So your body, that craving or that need to get food, the cells are being fed.
Okay.
So you're actually taking what you have within the body, moving it around, the blood sugars around, so the body can feed itself.
Okay.
And off of what you have.
Okay, so I'm excited to keep going. I've noticed there's quite a few people following along doing the very same thing. I'm in that Cellerciser group off of the main page. Come in there and let me know how you're doing, and I'll keep posting what I'm doing. And if you find something that's effective for you, or if you have specific questions, ask there. I'll do my best to get the answers for you. And then, or you're free to call in. They can call you and talk to you.
They can call and talk to me. I've talked to several of you this last week, and including today, and some of you have shared some really good experiences that you've had with the Cellerciser, and I'm encouraging you to write those down if you can, so you can share those with some of the other Cellercise family members to help keep them encouraged and know that they're accomplishing their objectives too. One, as a reminder, I think we talked about it, but when you sleep tonight, you get on the Cellerciser and stand there with your fingers straight down, and gently move up and down until you can feel the pressure or the throbbing at the fingertips. The moment you can feel a throbbing at the fingertips, you know you're getting the circulation through all areas of the body. At that point, relax your shoulders, back, buttocks, kind of bend the knees slightly, and just gently move up and down. Do this for about a few minutes, and don't fall off, and then go directly to bed. Don't go do something else, go to bed. And then just see if you, like many of us, have a much better experience sleeping.
Okay.
So, thank you all. We'll see you next week. We'll have more, and we'll have the lighting, and we're going to have the sound system fixed. So thanks again.